everyone. This is Let's Draw on Something, episode 28. I am Craig Smith, born and raised in the 773, relocated to 901, put up with some shit in the 256, and now I'm in the 662. Y'all know how I do. Joining me today on tonight's show, we got my boy Jimmy J Smooth, born and raised in 901, and now he's getting ready to make some larger than charge moves in 832. And y'all definitely gonna know soon how he does. Today, we got a little small little topic field, not much. A lot of feedback from Saturday's show, which everybody did enjoy. My little interview with Jimmy McWright about his escape to Texas. Also, we got a couple of questions from that. Some Jeff Fisher rumors, a Steve Harvey rumors. Also, Jimmy is going to take. A Nebraska fan has requested Jimmy to take the wheel in regards to ESPN and these Nebraska fans about his coach for Nebraska, and among other things. But before we get started, let me just say that Let's Draw on Something has been brought to you in part by Trey Styles Custom and Designs. There's nothing he can't customize. Hit me up for his NBA, NFL, NHL, MLS, FCS, Family Union, and everything else and whatnot. He does it all, shirts or whatever. Hit him up at 901 364 3698. That's 901 364 364 3698, if you will. That's Trey Styles Custom Designs. There's nothing he cannot customize. And also, we're going to do another way. I forgot to give also props with props is due. Sherbert Ratliff of Ratliff Professional Hair Care. And also, I got Jimmy Deshaun Banks from A1 Security and Premier Polishing Car Detail. A1 Security. If you want top-notch security, you got it. Just hit my guy up, Deshaun Banks. I don't know his phone number by heart, but you can find him on Facebook and tell him Craig Smith referred to you. He may cut you a little deal. But without further ado, what's going on, Jimmy?
You know what I'm saying, ready to make some changes, man, in terms of my career changes. So we'll get into that in a later time. But man, I definitely enjoyed the show Saturday, man. Definitely a great show Saturday, man, and I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man, and got some nice little feedback. They said they really enjoyed the show, and they say how, and I've got a few little critiques, nothing negative. They say I like how I prepared. My interview style was pretty much on point because I answered questions based off of answers you gave me from previous questions. It was more organic. You know, it was produced on the fly, and that's something that they really like. And I really do appreciate the feedback from everybody. Oh, by the way, shout out to Tordre Johnson. Hey man, appreciate your little feedback. Yeah, I showed you love, and you are a Golden State fan, so we're gonna talk about Golden State later on the program. But Jimmy, we did have a few questions from Saturday's show. And I pulled up one. One comes from Selena here in Memphis, Tennessee. And the question asked, she said, "Hello, Craig." She said, "I thoroughly enjoyed your interview with Jimmy Escape to Texas. What I'd like to know from Jimmy was a what if, several what ifs. What if Houston was the plan for Jimmy to move to? What would have been his second choice? And if his second choices failed, what would have been his third option? And P.S. Tell Jimmy that I said that I do agree with him about the people in Memphis. They can make you want to blow your brains out sometimes, and let alone they are very difficult to work with. Thank you much."
The hell, that's the easiest question you could have asked me, and I surely appreciate the love. Uh, the second option would have been Dallas, Texas, because I did speak to Craig personally around 20, something like that.
2011.
That was the time me and him was we were doing
Oh,
this,
your mic messing up, bro.
and I did that was one of my first. Yeah, about I suppose. God damn, I'm gonna have to give me a whole no, 2011
Hey, his mic messing up, y'all.
options
Forget him. So,
to go to second bit comparison to. Hold on.
Jimmy's got to re-answer this question again because he's having a shitload of mic issues right now. So while we're waiting on Jimmy to take care of that, he did say that I do recall that conversation he did have with me because I was thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, around about the time he and I talked. And yeah, Dallas was one of his other options. Jimmy, you back on?
I'm back on now. But yeah, one of the first cities I was
Okay.
talking about going to was Dallas. My second city was Phoenix, Arizona. Expensive to be at, but it still had a great job. You know, both cities had. I just happened to end up in Texas around 2013 during the All Star weekend, and when I end up going there, all I seen was hiring, hiring, hiring. So when I saw that, I was like, shit, man, I could probably make some moves out here, man. Get me a good little job or give me a good little gig at FedEx or move up in FedEx. And hey, I'm gonna move around in Houston. But yeah, that would have been Dallas or Phoenix, one of my options. And also with Phoenix, you're right by Las Vegas, you're right by San Diego, you're right by Los Angeles as well. So you're right by California. So it wouldn't have been nothing for me to take a mega bus or take a Greyhound or take a track down there. Had me a good time. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I get good and goddamn ready. So that was my third option was Phoenix, Arizona. You know, and Uncle stays out there. So
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you're having a mic issue, bro. You all right?
I don't know what's up with this damn issue, but whatever it is, I'm about to swap this hoe because I'm tired of that shit. So it is what it is. I don't know what
That's
the
really a
issue
new one that you that
is
ain't
here.
wasn't that the new mic that you just bought?
It I've been here since last July of last year, but it's probably something. It's I don't know what it is. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. 10987654 321. Yes. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I remember you did say you was gonna move to Dallas. And also around about that time, I think you fixed your mic. I was thinking about moving to Austin because and I do agree with Selena. People here in Memphis make you just want to fucking just blow your brains out with their way of thinking.
Oh, of course, most definitely, definitely.
Because shit, I mean, oh God. Whew, that's a subject about Saturday because because Jimmy's gonna be interviewing me about that. And speaking of that, also got another we also got another question here. This comes from Tyler. He wants to know if neither city was part of the plan, what would you been doing in Memphis?
I would have found a way to get the fuck out of Memphis. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's just keep this 1010. If I had even if I could have moved to Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, I would have found a way. My hell, Atlanta, shit, I would have found a way to get the fuck out of Memphis because I was trying to find ways to get up out of there around 2012. So I tried everything in my power to leave. Yeah, I would have found a way about that motherfucker because I'm a hell of a networker when it comes to getting my shit together and being like, man, let's get the fuck up out this motherfucker. So yeah, I would have found my way about this motherfucker. I would not. I was not gonna stay in Memphis 35 years. I was not gonna stay here as long as I've been on this earth. No, it was never gonna happen.
Hmm. Couldn't agree with you more on that one, man. Yeah, and speaking of which, and speaking of previews, my boy Jimmy told me he was gonna give you all a small little taste of what to expect next Saturday with with this coming Saturday with his interview of me. And I think I did schedule this at the right time because number one versus number two will be playing next Saturday. That's Alabama and LSU. So was there something? So would you like to give a person? Wow. Would you like to give the people's a preview of what to expect and what was one of the questions of like one like a sample question that you were going to ask me?
So Southside versus Hamilton, man. What was you? I remember you said you went to Hamilton, if I'm not mistaken. And then you ended up in Southside uh, because of zoning, rezoning, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between Southside and Hamilton, in your personal opinion?
Okay. The difference between Southside and Hamilton. Well, let's go with a lot of notable things. Southside was a little bit closer to my house. Hamilton was about another 10 to 15 minutes out. About another 10 minutes. Well, depending if you drove, it was about a good 5 minutes out. But walking, it was a different story. But I didn't mind the walk. Uh, Hamilton, they, they, well, let's start with the latter first. Southside.
Okay. Okay.
Before I go with before I go with the former, and then I'm going to end, tell you what's what. Southside was more of a school, like in order for you to get along, you had to go along, and you had to basically just go along with what the fuck was going on around you, and whatever they told you to do, you had to fucking do it because it was in the hood. It basically, um, I would say that it was I ain't gonna go as far as to say it felt more like a prison. It was more Southside was more like prestige, and I'm not knocking my old alma mater because I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Um, comparing Hamilton to Southside is like comparing apples to oranges. But if I want to better, but if or do one better, comparing Hamilton to Southside is like comparing lemons to limes. They both the same. If I want a certain meringue pie to taste a little bit better than the other, I would choose the lemon, which is Hamilton. So I'm gonna explain more of that Saturday. Um, Southside was more of a in order for you to get along, you have to go along type school. And as I just said before, it was hey, whatever you saw, you just had to keep. It was like the golden rule, like when you go to a job and like when you go to your new area of a job, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was like it's like you keep the only thing you have to do when you go into a new area in a new area in a job, you have to do two things. Well, three things. Keep your eyes one, keep your eyes and ears open, and two, keep your mouth shut. That's how it was at Southside when I got there 10th grade. Hamilton, it was just what the fuck ever. But they were little bit they were little strict about a lot of things. And Hamilton to me, it was, it's the name. Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I've stated before, I'm honored. I'm honored that I was honored to be part of both the Wildcats and the Scrapper. you know, Hamilton was more like it was more the same as Southside, but it wasn't with all that. How can I put
Mm-hmm.
it? Uh, Hamilton had a Godfather type feel. Southside was more Goodfellas. If you can get that analogy,
Yeah, I can get definitely get that analogy.
and people don't understand that. If people don't understand that, I'll just do a better way. Hamilton to me was more like the Vito Corleone of all the high schools.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things they did, certain things they don't do. Southside was the Goodfellas, aka the Jimmy Conway, and Joe and the Joe and the Jimmy Conway of high schools as well.
Mm-hmm.
Granted both schools had respectable. They and both, well, that's why I said had, meaning Southside, because it's no longer there. I mean, Hamilton still has respectable basketball program to this day. They both have respectable. They have back in the day. They did have some respectable programs, and you did make a reference about number one versus number two back in 1990. I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, back in 1990. Yeah, in the 1990 season. Hamilton was number one and Southside was number two. Southside beat Hamilton on their home floor, then turned around. Southside beat their ass again on Southside's home floor. At the time, I was attending Hamilton Middle. So it was Hamilton Junior High, but now it's Hamilton Middle. But like I said, the nose, but mainly the more noticeable difference about it, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, is the camaraderie at Hamilton. Hamilton, it wasn't, hey, like Southside, oh, hey, look, the star football player is fucking a famous majorette. It was the damn camaraderie because people, when people listen to this interview coming up Saturday, everybody, most of my friends listen, and my friends list on Facebook is from Hamilton. And they could tell you, man, everybody who did know Craig, Craig was just being Craig. You know, at Hamilton, Southside, it was like, well, Craig's just being Craig. Yeah, Craig is all right, but this and that still in there. And I'm also gonna set the record straight about something as far as my latter alma mater first. But like I said, Hamilton Southside is more. Yeah, all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
Is more Hamilton Southside is more okay. Hamilton and Southside was more. It's not just more of an apples and oranges comparison. It's more of a lemons and lime comparison. And granted, I did spoil what type of pie I like. I like both key lime pie and I like lemon meringue pie.
Okay.
So that's how I compare the two. But if you're talking about from a camaraderie standpoint, I have to get a slight edge to Hamilton.
Um, yeah, that was the school to go to way before what's currently going on out there now. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the only two schools in South Memphis right now is I'm talking about high schools. Is BTW and Hamilton really holding up right now. You know what I'm saying? Carver didn't shut down and Southside
Mm-hmm.
didn't shut down, and I think they turned into a Votech or some shit like that. So,
I think it's still, but it ain't nothing now. It's boarded up.
oh, the fuck, that's crazy as shit.
Yeah, it's boarded up.
Because I know traditionally, before all the white people moved out of that part of South Memphis, it was predominantly white. Elvis
Hmm.
Presley actually went to one of the homecomings back in the 50s. Even though he went to Humes High, you know what I'm saying, he it was shown at one of the homecomings out there at that particular time. This is when Elvis Presley was basically a 16, 17-year-old truck saying. So yeah, I mean, Southside had a lot of history, and then what ended up happening was after the kids, after Southside became one of the first teams to go to the playoffs in football, because they built the playoff system in the state of Tennessee in 1969, and Southside ended up going to the state championship undefeated with several NFL players. One of those guys ended up playing for the 72 Dolphins. Um, 73, I'm sorry. He didn't play the 72. He's played in
Hmm.
73, I'm sorry. But what ended up happening was barely lost to Morristown West, which ended up the future head coach. And we know the story of what happened to Rick Stockery unfortunately, about that story and stuff like that. But Southside had rich history in track and field back in those particular days because they had the fastest team in the state of Tennessee at that particular time, and then basketball in the early '90s with Big Payne. You know what I'm saying? They were the damn thing. But Southside, I mean Hamilton in particular, they have more of a rich history in athletics more than anything. Because they got they've been to the state championship in all of their sports and stuff like that, except baseball. It is what it is when it comes to that.
Yeah, cause man, cause like I said, it was just and I'm gonna go and get this on out the way. When the rezoning occurred, when I was in, because back then, because I think I don't know if they still did it with you back in 2003 when you were in high school last.
Mm-hmm.
They gave you 2 weeks and they let you know 2 weeks in advance where you're gonna be going.
Yeah.
And man, when I found out, man, when my mom's found out, and I told moms and pops I was going to Southside, moms had a fucking fit because she really wanted me to go back to Hamilton. We was trying our best to go back to Hamilton. Trace with man,
Yeah.
because she had a fucking fit. She said a lot of all the stuff that she heard about Southside, at that time back in 92, 93, which was true. And I'm not going to spill them. I'm not going to I'm not going to open them can of worms there. Um, she really didn't want me to go,
I don't
but
blame them.
but she was used to me going to Hamilton, man. Because I tell you something, and I had some pretty cool teachers when I was at Hamilton.
Yeah.
I really did. You know, they didn't mind helping me on a lot of things. They got on my ass on on some stuff. Talking about Craig, you know better about doing this and doing that. Southside, I had a couple, and some were pretty cool. But in my 12th grade year, well, let's go ahead and get this out of the way now. My 12th grade year, everybody went from everybody treated that shit like it was senior year, like it was a fucking job. But here was the one problem. We weren't getting paid. It's the fucking truth. I'm telling again. Hey, anybody went with me in Southside to graduate with me in Southside? Um, this is gonna. I got more to tell because Jimmy's gonna come with me with some uncensored, unfiltered questions, and my answers are gonna be, my answers are gonna be straight from not only my head but from my heart as well. I love most of y'all and everything. Y'all schoolmates. Some of y'all I know. Y'all have some of my classmates that graduated me in '96. Some of y'all have some begrudging respect for me, but I am gonna say this some people in class of 97 and most of the folks in class of 95 got more respect for me than some of y'all begrudgingly have respect for me for that's just honest truth. And this is just a preview, so just get ready because when I say some things, I'm not trying to hurt feelings. I'm gonna be fucking honest, and I don't sugarcoat nothing.
Exactly.
But as I said, I had more fun in my 11th grade year. My 12th grade year, everybody treated that shit like it was a fucking job. But here was the thing: you weren't even getting fucking paid. We weren't even getting paid by the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Um, shout out to my guy Chad Rogers because hey, he was a Hamiltonian himself. I was more disappointed with him when we went to Southside because he migrated in that culture.
Mm-hmm.
He migrated in that culture real quick. I'm like, mm, like okay. So but and it was just like, and then God rest my soul. God rest my soul. Lord, let me not talk that up. I don't want me to talk that. God rest his soul. My partner of mine by the name of Aaron Rumley. He passed away last year. Um, when he left for BTW, um, not well, he had no choice but to leave for BTW at that time because the coach the football coach at Southside at the time, Coach Taylor, tried to fuck him over. Was trying to have him play out of position. He was more of a 4-3 combo. end. He could play either left or right end, and at times nose tackle. But he wanted Big Aaron to play nose tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted him to play strictly defensive tackles. I think Southside ran a 4-3 defense. He got over to BTW. The coach at the time told him, said, "Well, look, you're gonna play defensive end. You're gonna captain this defense." They damn near got the playoffs in that year, 95, in the 95, 90, that 95 season. BTW had the number one defense in the city because of him. So, but anyhow, uh, I was when I my senior year, man, I just felt like, man, I basically was just by myself. Really, I'm just being
Gotcha.
honest. I'm just being real out there, man. Hey, I was basically just by myself. Shit. Well, I had one good friend. It's by the name of Quasi Clark. He's in Indianapolis. He's coaching football in Indianapolis for Indianapolis High School. Shout out to him. Cause like I said, Big Aaron went to BTW. Chad went Benedict Arnold on my ass. And my other partner by the name of Mario. I'm saying it in a good way. And my other partner Mario, he had to do what he had to do because he moved out to East Memphis back in the 10th grade year. He had to because his mom took a job better at the time. At that time, it was better paying money. So, he had to move. So he graduated from I think he said either Sheffield or Wooddale, one of them. I think he said he graduated from Sheffield. I had to find out, and when I find out, really, I'll stand corrected on your show coming up Saturday. But I was like, dude, I mean, hell, and still to this day, I was my own best friend because I was just like, fuck, damn, all my partners gone. But outside of the school, hey, I kicked it with them. I kicked it with Mario, kicked it with Big Aaron and shit like that. But in the school, dude, it was just me. It was just I just felt like I was just by my fucking self, and I practically was. So I'm like, motherfuck, man. So I think really the best feeling about that, I was glad to have graduated. That really was the best feeling. I talked about that on the Craig Smith Senior dedication show. I was happy, and really I wasn't, I was just the guy that the only time and still to this day, the only time somebody wanted to be bothered with me was when they wanted something from me.
That's crazy.
That and that's true. That's still kind of true to this day. But the best feeling I had, and when I graduated, I was invited. Somebody was telling me about a graduation party. I'm not gonna say who the person. I'm not gonna say who the person's name was because they was having a graduation party over their house. When they told me they was inviting me, when they went back and told them, they had said, I don't want Craig. I don't want Craig coming to my party." Okay, fair enough. So you want to know what I did? Graduation night, I kicked it with my moms and pops. We went because Pop said he was making night because $3,500 painting back in 1996 is a lot of bread.
Mm-hmm.
Pops talking about, tell me where you want to go. I had taste for Captain D's, so we went to Captain D's for my graduation dinner. Big Aaron called me up. He said, "Hey man, what you about to do?" I said, "Bro, I said, man, I just got home from Captain D's." He said, "Hey, let's go. Hey, get time to rest for a minute, put some clothes on. Let's go to Rob's team night."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's how I celebrated my Thanksgiving night. I mean Thanksgiving night, my graduation night.
Okay.
So, I mean, a lot of people think I was lame, but hey, and that was that was the most fucking fun I had for 17-year-old was having fun, and Pops told me, he said, here, and that's when Pops when he wasn't drinking, when he wasn't on the stupid juice later on, uh we gave him some money. He said, here, he gave us. I said, okay, cool, shit. He gave me $20, and I had a couple of graduation presents for folks. My mom's uncle, he sent me some money and stuff like that. And mom's talking about some pockets. That's mine, talking about keep it for this. And no, this is my money. This is mine. This you didn't graduate high school, mom. I did. And people's giving, I think her uncle sent me $100, and I put that motherfucker up. So and that was something I held on to and shit like that. But yeah, so hands down, like I said, the apples and oranges, lemon limes compared between Southside and Hamilton, it still sticks to this day. But Hamilton has a slight edge. Like I said, and I didn't dwell on with it. And here's the thing. Uh like I said, some of the teachers at Southside did work with me. I do have whereas Pops at G check my geometry teacher at the time, Mr. White, Robert White, I can now say this years later that I couldn't say to him before. He really did not like my ass. I think I believe I said it on the Craig Smith dedication show on the Jimmy J Smooth Network podcast several weeks back. He did not want me in his classroom. But really, no, ultimately, truly, he didn't have no fucking choice but to teach me, because at that requiem, myself and Quasi did not know at the time in 11th grade when we took Algebra 1 that we could take geometry as well. But we had to make that up, because geometry was a requirement for us to graduate. And Southside, and see, Hamilton, here's another thing. Southside had a very fucked up communication barrier. Hamilton didn't.
That's true.
And I'm gonna say it again. Southside had a very fucked up communication barrier back then when it came to us. Hamilton didn't. So, and it was like you had to find shit out on your motherfucking own, and you found shit out at the last minute. It was like, oh wow, I didn't know. Said, why we didn't say, Craig, you didn't know about you could. I said, no, didn't nobody say nothing. Because really they was thinking about they was gonna put my ass in summer school. I wasn't about to let that shit happen. You know. But you know, I can call him by his first name now. Robert at the time, like I said, he was 25, 26-year-old college graduate and shit like that, from a historical HBCU. I think it was Howard. Yeah, Howard. And shout out to an Oak Haven alumni of yours, my girl, E. Bizzle, Miss Erica Brooks. Shout out to you, darling. I'm going to tag you on it. She's a Howard alum. Yeah, he and I, he didn't like my ass, man, and I really didn't like him. I'm gonna tell you why. And then there was when I alluded to a story about when Frank Allen was up in the class, and instead of Robert having the tact to say what he needed to say to me after Frank left. I understand Frank was Southside alum. He's one of my Facebook friends too. Instead of him showing the decency or the tact to wait till class is over or wait till Frank was gone to tell me that, hey, I had to talk with your father, he tells me this shit in front of him, which is embarrassing. Okay, you don't do that. You don't embarrass your student in front of somebody else. And I don't know, maybe that was, and really, then that shouldn't happen. You supposed to, yeah, back then, teachers, they didn't pay shit, but but just because they didn't pay enough, and I really think they need to pay more because of the bullshit they had to put up with us, with bullshit they put up with us back then and what they putting up with now. Robert didn't have no fucking tech. I guess when it came to me, I guess maybe, he hated to teach me. I mean, he did a little bitch move by having me sit in front of the fucking class I defied him on that because I sat with the class. So I told him afterwards, I told him right in front of the class. So I got him back. And I told him, I said, hey, man, I said, hey, Mr. White. He's like, what? He was like, answer me, what? I said, what? He said, what do you want? I said, I just want to let you know I didn't appreciate you telling me about what you just told me in front of Frank Allen. That could have waited. His response at the time was, well, son, I don't care what you don't appreciate. This my class, this my class. I mean, if I felt the need to choose to say what I wanted to say in front of somebody, that was my business. Who is you to tell a 17-year-old that? Man, and I didn't think at that time, what's going on, Marcus? Salute. And I didn't think of it at the time. And I should have told my pops about it, but see, I also thought ahead of time because I kind of knew how Robert was thinking too. Because he already had some program to tell my pops in the event of my pops had to come up here. He had to come up to the school. So I didn't say shit. So I did the right thing by not saying nothing. I thought that he you know, I really didn't he really didn't try to go out. He really he went into business for himself with certain people in the class at the time. I felt that, you know, he really wanted to fail me. Like bullshit. Like write like a 350-word essay or something. I think I told that story. It was 150 words, 300 something. I was short 6 words. So I told him, I said, man, hey, you gonna have to roll what I got. Can see he thought I was stupid. He felt that a person like myself was beneath him. And I felt, and a lot of people didn't understand. And see, in Southside, they at the time, admins, some of the teachers, the old school folks, they didn't give a fuck about your feelings. What they say went, even if it didn't make fucking sense, you still did it. He kind of felt that, like, look, well, I got a degree, I got this, I got that, so and so, so and so, so and so. I just felt, I really didn't learn shit in his class. He really was doing his best not to do his job as a teacher to teach me or anything else. But I did pass his class because it was suspect that all through the classes I go from having a B from the first 6 weeks, a B in the second 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden 4th, 5th, 6 weeks I'm getting nothing but D's, but I'm doing and turning into work. Come on, dog. But now I can tell the story now. One time he left his grade book open. Okay. He wasn't real careful about a lot of shit because I would observe where he would put stuff. He left his grade book open, so he stepped out of the class. So, and I looked at his grade book and I was looking at mine. I'm trying to figure out how does 89s, 90s, 85, 86s, and all this other shit still amount, And when I averaged it all out, and I'm not no dummy. So when I averaged it all up, I'm like, okay, I got a B coming up this 6 weeks in this class. And I asked him, like, look, I'm turning in all the work. What are you trying to do? You trying to fail me? So he just looked up at me and didn't say nothing. He just gave me the silent treatment. So, I mean, I can understand now. Hey, he's in a better place in his life. He's married, he's got a son and stuff like that, and young son. And the last I saw him was 8 years ago at some recital or something like that. I mean, our conversation was pretty brief, but I just felt at the time, hey, he should have did a better job as a teacher. He should have, played favorites about who he wanted to teach and what not to teach. And basically, to make a long story short, he shouldn't have did certain bullshit with me back then, because if what he did back then was current now, if I was 17 years old, we would have had a problem.
I feel you.
We would have had a problem. But that's my only negative against Mr. Robert, with Robbie or Bobby White, whatever you want to call himself. and all the other stuff. I just feel the time, and I think he's not teaching now. I don't know what I think he works for the city now, and which is a good thing. Uh, considering
Mhm.
good in so many words, not a knock on him, but I just think, man, he could have he just wasn't there for me as a teacher, as far as like help me out working on what I need to do. He picked and chose who he wanted to work with. Now, granted, he had several people that were in the ninth grade class that was on his junior varsity basketball team. They didn't do nothing. And you know how that went.
We
They ain't
already
do, yeah, huh?
we already know that you ain't even
Yep,
got to finish the sentence.
yep. So I'm not even gonna elaborate. So we already know how that went. Shit, they can skip class. He can look right dead at him. They skipping class. He'll still pass them. It's like what the fuck.
Mm.
So, but other than that, man, that's a real difference. Like I said, I have nothing. I have nothing bad to say about Hamilton because, like I said, I've had some cool teachers at Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
and they were real. They were willing to work with you. Some at Southside were willing to work with you, but there were ones that didn't. If you didn't have a famous last name, or if you well, I ain't gonna go as far as, or if you weren't of prestige, if it, prestige in a manner of speaking, they ain't want to fuck with you.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
So,
Teachers teachers showing favoritism, so that sounds about right.
yep. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I really think the best teachers I did have was when I was in 11th grade. So,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of my teachers say I was a handful, but I did do the work. I always would, be fun and be acting crazy. But when it came to nut cutting time and down to business, I was
Mm-hmm.
about it. I was with it. So,
You with it.
yep.
I feel you.
Oh yeah. But that there was a little snippet of a preview. Y'all ain't heard shit yet. And I'm gonna say this before I'm gonna go and get it out the way. Jimmy J has it's been well documented on both shows, on my show and his show. If you were to say that I was lazy, he didn't give a fuck what you was. He was gonna punch you across your fucking mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He had two options. He would say, "Oh man, that Craig Smith nigga, he lazy as a motherfucker." He was gonna do two ways. He was either gonna tear your ass off, or if you said that to him out in the street, he was gonna punch you across. He was gonna punch you dead in your mouth. I'm the same way too. I don't care who you is. I don't care if you family. You say I'm lazy, I'm punching you dead across your fucking mouth. I'm coming out with it.
I feel you.
Yep. All right, Jimmy. What else you want? Yeah, you also yeah shout out to Ken Tordray Johnson, man, and he agreed with us what we said about as you call him, Gamon Green or Draymond Gangrene. He agreed about that proposal, man, because I think Golden State would have been better with Karl Anthony Towns and keeping Durant. Either way, it was a better option. But boy, man, excuse me, your
Mm-hmm.
boy TV went in on him, man. He went in, boy. Elaborate, please. Yeah, I heard most of it. He went in on Draymond and Steve Kerr because I couldn't make out with most everything he said because I don't know if it was buffering on his end. He probably had a shitty internet connection on his end or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was right. You're gonna give that same. And he agreed. That same $100 million that you gave his ass, you could have gave to Kevin Durant. Said at least Kevin Durant would have put up better numbers than what Draymond producing. 11 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Uh-huh.
And said you're gonna get this man 11 me, you're gonna get this man $100 million. And then when they interview, they're gonna talk about some we suck right now. Ticket said it best. No, your ass suck.
Exactly.
And
And
Draymond is shit in the bed right now.
oh yeah, man, dude, he garbage, man, and that's what them hoes get. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is when it comes to them hoes. That's what they ass get. Steve Kerr is being exposed as a head coach, and he acting like Ticket said, he acting like he want to leave right now. And you know, Steve Kerr didn't build that team. You know what I'm saying? People can say what they want. Oh, he brought in the offense and all that. And Ticket also proved receipts where Mark Jackson said these are the two best shooters in NBA history. Well before Stephen Curry became the MVP. John B. Thompson became, all NBA defensive player. You know what I'm saying? He said this well before that. You know what I'm saying? And Mark Jackson built that team from scratch. Before Steve Kerr brought his box head ass, his goddamn Street Fighter, John Claude Van Damme character from Street Fighter head ass, uh, Mark Jackson, before that, Steph Curry was already leading the league in 3-point shots. But well before that, he was already consistently 2 years in a row. He was already setting records in 3-pointers. Steve Kerr didn't do anything. Regardless of what coach he would have had, Stephen Curry would have been setting the NBA record in 3-pointers, regardless of what coach he had. You put him in any system, he would have been setting that record. Same with John B. Goddamn Thompson. The only thing Mark Jackson did with those two guys and make them bitches play defense. You don't lead the league in steals, not playing any kind of defense because of the goddamn tic-tac bullshit, knick-knack, paddywhack ass calls that they have. You have to be smarter to lead the league in steals. You can't say have no defense. That's not true at all. So it is what it is when it comes to that.
Yeah, and I agree, man. Because what I said it's Saturday, man. Kerr just basically just fucked the game plan up. But when you think about it, after they won the title, I felt they should have kept David Lee. Because Tordray Johnson did make a nice little point about Golden State front office. They do some dumbass shit dating back to when they traded Monta Ellis.
Agreed.
Okay, they should have went ahead and kept David Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Now I give him props on that when he had some ESPN reporter talking about, well, why you didn't announce it before the conference? Why did you tell us you weren't gonna start David Lee, but you did? And Steve Kerr basically said 2 words: I lied. Now, really, you gotta lie because you don't need to know. You don't need media don't need to know every motherfucking thing. Like, oh, Jimmy J tore his Achilles. He tore both his. What I need to announce that for? I just say, hey, well, it's undetermined if he has what type of foot injury he has right now. But whatever it is, I'll let my doctors know. But we're not putting this out to the media. But Kerr had every reason. He had every reason to lie. Second, when they went 73-9, they really deviated from the defensive game plan. And I'll say it again. When Mike Brown coached matter of fact, when Luke Walton was coaching them for a while, their ass was not only playing good offense, they was playing some damn good defense. Then when Kerr took over, the defense went to the shits.
Yep.
And Draymond costed their ass the fucking finals that year. That fool could have had 4 straight championships. 2 without Durant and 2 with Durant.
Yep. Real shit.
But I don't know, man. About Golden State, man. They Tordray, he's on to something. They do got a fucked up ass front office up there, man.
They do.
Yep. So but it is what it is with them. And when one word I can describe Draymond Green, buyer's remorse, and that's what Golden State gonna realize.
Mm-hmm.
So, we gotta now. It's their time, y'all. Jimmy's gonna have to take the wheel. I was asked by my fellow Utopian board member on my message board, Husker 45-7, for Jimmy to take the wheel about his Nebraska Cornhuskers. He's sick and tired of the fan base ragging about Scott Frost. He mainly sick and tired of ESPN ragging about Scott Frost, bringing up shit about previous records when he was a quarterback and what his record was at UCF before he took the Huskers job. And it's apparent that the fans need to direct their problems on the football personnel in general, because to me the football personnel is garbage. What Husker fan wants my guy Jimmy McWright to do, Jimmy J. Smooth to do, he wants him to take the wheel on this whole subject because he's sick and tired of ESPN and everybody else getting on his case. Now, granted, Big Ten Network ain't said too much shit. Big Ten Network even said it's all about the players that he has. He said they're not putting up no forth of effort, which I agree. But ESPN want to bring up old shit about what his record was as a quarterback at Nebraska and all this other little bullshit, and plus the bullshit from the Nebraska fans complaining. So, Jimmy,
this is the family who wanted to connect. And
hold up. So, Jimmy, in a few minutes,
in new places,
please take the wheel. Oh, Jimmy, take the wheel on this, sir.
Take it down? Take over now?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to be heard. These Nebraska fans need to be heard.
Nebraska fans.
Please take the wheel.
Nebraska fans. Nebraska fans. I've been telling y'all from the jump, ever since y'all made a decision to hire your former member of the Nebraska championship team, Scott Frost, that he's going to need every bit of that 4, possibly 5 years to get the shit together at this university. If you're a part of the fan base and complaining about Scott Frost trying to rebuild, assess, and reassess this program, just sit your ass in the corner somewhere. As a matter of fact, put your ass in the corner and sit in timeout. And I say sit in timeout for the entire season. Because, God damn it, I've told y'all from the jump, this is going to be a work in progress. Scott Frost need more than enough time to build this program. If he does not get his shit together by year 4 or possibly year 5, okay, then y'all get this dude up out of there. He just recruited a top 15 recruiting class, according to Rivals.com. He's got to build. His quarterback, Martinez, is hit or miss right now. I mean, you might need to go in with a 2-quarterback system with the way Martinez has been playing. Because last year he was on like a pot of big bones. 27
he's playing like shit now.
Receptions.
And he's hurt.
His freshman year. What freshman does that? 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He only threw 2 interceptions in 13 games throughout the entire season. Who does that? So now he's playing like shit. So he may need to consider a 2-quarterback system. Other than that, like the Philadelphia 76ers fan base said when they were drafting all those damn rookies, some cases number 1 pick, some cases number 3, no lower than number 5. Trust the process. I added my little spin on it. Trust the process of success. But as the Philadelphia 76ers fan base, to keep it simple, trust the process. Let him go through that process. And if the process don't lead to success, then get rid of the mess. It's simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But let him create the process first. If you don't give him a chance to create the process, you wasted your time having him build. You wasted your time getting him from UCF, where he could have built a powerhouse, he was good where he was at. You made all this hope and hoopla. Y'all wanted him to answer the question during the championship game. Disrespectful as hell. Disrespectful as hell.
Yes. Very
Y'all
disrespectful.
wanted this man y'all wanted this man to stop what he doing, with his undefeated season after beating the University of Memphis. Could have easily went 2 years in a row with undefeated team. Had Scott Frost been coaching that team, Josh Heupel is not a bad coach. I'm not pissing on Josh Heupel, but had Scott Frost been coaching that team, they would have whooped the shit out of LSU. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He would have
And then,
led the
hold
boys
on, and
to
I
that.
mean, cut you off. And then that old
You know what I'm
fuck shit the commentator's gonna say after LSU beat them, talking about some. Well, it's gonna be safe to say next year we won't be talking about UCF does not need to be mentioned for a BCF playoff spot after this game. Man, fuck y'all. Go ahead.
Exactly. They built the foundation to play the top teams. They built the foundation to take the schedule. You know what I'm saying? And SEC teams had a legit argument. You know what I'm saying? We can't put them on the schedule because we already got teams on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? So Florida State, they had a legit gripe. You know what I'm saying? They can't just throw anybody on the schedule because a lot of times their non-conference schedules is tough. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only team that had an excuse. But everybody else from the Big 12, Big 10, Pac-10, where's your excuse not to go and play UCF? But the thing is, trust the process. Trust the process. The fan base of Philadelphia could have enough patience. And Philadelphians are some of the biggest asshole fans in history. Let's not get it twisted. But if they got sense enough to trust the process, you know what I'm saying? Look where it's taking them. They were one shot away. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard or the Claw for dropping the boys off and getting them out the playoffs and making Joel Embiid cry. If they got sense enough, the biggest asshole fan base in the country, if they got sense enough to trust the process, what makes you Nebraska or Netrashka? That's what the fuck I'm gonna call y'all if y'all rush to get rid of this guy. That's what the fuck y'all gonna be, Netrashka. You know what I'm saying? That's no disrespect to the Nebraska fan, to the particular Nebraska fan that asked this question. I'm not shitting on you, but I'm talking to the fans that so quick to get rid of a goddamn coach. Trust the fucking process. Success sometimes you get success overnight. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you got to stay on the flight. You know what I'm saying, 20 more hours just to get to your destination. But regardless, whether it's a quick flight or a long flight, trust the process. Trust the process. And that, I digress on that point.
And I agree. So Jimmy took the wheel on that one for you Nebraska fans. And the moral of the story is, shut the fuck up. And let this man do his thing. Because, yeah, Martinez, he did good last year. But he been on some fuck shit this year, man. And then plus he don't know what his problem is. Plus he's been hurt too. So, yeah, but 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions last year, despite the team sucking, it's pretty impressive. But I don't know what his problem is this year. Like I said, he's been hurt, and then he's been doing a lot of crazy shit as of late. So, but on to the next subject. Rumors abound, Mick, right? Your favorite coach, Jeff Fisher, maybe, yeah, I'm choked up. Maybe Vanderbilt bound. And you want to know well, wait a minute. And you want to know who reported this shit? Shout out to Jacquez Green for, by the way, for retweeting that. Take a wild guess who's starting this shit.
Who?
ESPN.
Wow. Wow.
It is not happening.
Wow.
I'd rather for them to try to get James Franklin back than to get him.
Let me step out real fast. Give me 120 seconds real quick before I get on this topic. Hold on.
All right.
Let me step out.
All right. While Jimmy's doing that, he's gonna have to we're gonna go on intermission right fast because he's got to get himself together to talk about Jeff Fisher.
Now, I'm back. Please understand,
All right.
this is not a shock. This is not a shock. And it would not surprise me if Jeff, aka Field Goal Fisher, aka Conservative Fisher, aka I can't keep my wife, and I can't because I can't keep it in my pants Fisher. I got a whole bunch of gripe with Jeff Fisher in particular.
Damn, hold up. I can't keep my wife. Wow.
He got a divorce not too long after the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, I can't keep my wife Fisher.
That fine ass blonde he was married to.
Yes, I'm talking about. Did he marry a second time? Because that's news to me. I know the first wife he divorced her for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The fine blonde he was married to at first. I didn't know he got a divorce from her after the Super Bowl.
The one, not too far. I'll say probably a couple of years, but I knew it was Nashville news. But to digress to my point, Jeff Fisher lives in Nashville still.
Mm.
That's first and foremost. He still lives out there in Nashville. I think he lives somewhere like in like in Brentwood or Rutledge Hill, somewhere in Nashville. We do know for a fact he still lives there. He has residence there. So that would not be a stretch that he would stay there. And then for a minute with Jeff Fisher, he used to, when you got Mr. Football in the state of Tennessee, he would be the guy that give you the trophy for many years too. So yeah, that's not a stretch at all. Go back to Vanderbilt. Do I think he should take that job? No. Because to me that would be a step down. But if he loves coaching so much, that's not a bad move. But he would be with his conservative ways. His conservative ways would work in college. It just don't work in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if he's gonna go back to the NFL, he needs to be a defensive coordinator before he ends up becoming a head coach, because he sucks as a head coach. You have the most losses in history, mainly because you're too fucking conservative. You know what I'm saying? Hell of a defensive mind guy. He has probably the best version of the 46 defense out there. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I would probably, between Rex Ryan, even though I have feelings about Rex Ryan, that's obvious. Between Rex Ryan, Greg Williams.
Now Rob Ryan, he really runs the best one out of a 3-4. So
out of the 3-4, yeah. But Rex Ryan, Greg Williams, Jim Shorts does a good job, but his shit is based on more so like talent.
Yep.
Yeah. If he have talent, if you have a good defensive lineman or something like that, it could work. But other than that, his shit don't work. But Greg Williams, like with the New Orleans Saints, the year they made it to the Super Bowl and beat Peyton Manning, he knew what it took to beat Peyton Manning because his defense don't typically sack Peyton Manning. He puts enough pressure on Peyton Manning to keep him rattled and to do fuck ups like he did with that pick six. Because the thing about it is, if you look at that play when he threw the pick six, when he threw that pick six, there was somebody wide open. I think it was Pierre Garçon for
Yeah,
a
it was
slant route over the middle.
and Wayne.
Had he looked to the middle of the field, they would have had a touchdown. But he kept on going to that hitch route, and Greg Williams said that if that's his favorite route, but the slant over the middle, the two slants over the middle was wide open, and had he threw to the slant route, that we would have been talking about the Indianapolis Colts winning their second Super Bowl in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Instead, he had to throw that hitch, and guess what? Dude running back for a pick six. So, you know what I'm saying? Greg Williams knew what it took to beat Peyton Manning, and that's why I say his version of the 46 defense, you know what I'm saying, is probably up there with him. Because when Jeff Fisher was the defensive coordinator at the Philadelphia Eagles, they set a record for turnovers in a season. You know what I'm saying? They broke the Chicago Bears record for turnovers in a season. That Philadelphia Eagles defense, you know what I'm saying, was monstrous, man. It's just they could not get over the hump in the playoffs. So, with that being said, Vanderbilt, if he wants to get back in coaching, he would take the Vanderbilt job. But as much as I hate Jeff Fisher, I would not recommend him take that job. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like I say, I can hate your motherfucking ass all day. If I can hate your motherfucking ass all day, but if I was his friend, I would tell him not to take that job. But again, his conservative ass ways would work in college because he would be, you know, the problem with Vanderbilt is hard to recruit at Vanderbilt because of the academic standards and the privacy standards out there. You can't cuss as a head coach out there. That's the crazy thing about that. If you're a head coach, you cannot cuss.
Wow.
I mean, I was shocked when the you know what I'm saying? That don't mean you can't put a defensive system in place because Franklin had a system in place. But Franklin is a naturally cool, calm, and collective dude. He has ways of getting on you. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, that works for Franklin. Jeff Fisher is a fiery guy, so being at Vanderbilt is not going to work for him. So if I'm a friend of Jeff Fisher, I wouldn't recommend him take that job. So it is what it is.
What it is. All right, now, last but not least, man, it's been your guy, my guy, and Willie D's favorite to talk about. Shout out to him. Steve, sorry. It's rumors abound that Marjorie getting ready to cut his ass loose.
Good.
Now, he done lost Family Feud. He done lost Little Big Shots. His damn stepdaughter, Marjorie's daughter, acting a fool. I don't know if have you heard about that or read about it.
His stepdaughter always been a slut, but
yeah, well,
it is what it is when it comes to
okay, well, fill you in. She was texting and driving, and they arrested her ass. Okay, afterwards, she was texting and driving. Caused accident. Her car flipped over. Okay, the person that she hit got out of their car to help her out of her car that flipped over, and instead of her staying put, she fled the scene.
her dumb ass.
So she was arrested.
She was a chance.
So she this about, I think this is last week that happened. 2 weeks, I think last week or 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ago this happened. So she was arrested for leaving the scene. Okay, not to mention that she was dating somebody's son, whoever that was at the time. Then she turned around, she dated, she had a little brief cup of coffee with P. Diddy. Yeah, I coughed too. Now word around the entertainment world is Lori Harvey dating Future because he wants to get that impression. In so many words. Because he working on baby mama number whatever.
I don't know if that'd be true for Future though. Even though Marjorie looked good for her age, he
I'm talking
likes
about
young
Lori
women.
Harvey, dude.
From
No.
Lori Harvey. Okay.
I'm talking about Steve
I thought you
Harvey's
were talking about Marjorie.
stepdaughter. No, I said Steve Harvey's stepdaughter,
Okay,
Lori.
that's what I was trying to hear. I was trying to make sure I heard that correctly. I get it now. So okay, yeah. So that does make sense. Oh,
Yeah,
but
Lori
she's
was the one. Lori was the one that I
uh,
just told you I was in the accident. Fled to scene the accident after she hit somebody. The car flipped over.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
following you now. I know she's the one that got into the accident. I was just making sure that we on the same page. But P. Diddy would have been an upgrade for her. That wouldn't have been a bad move on her end. I ain't gonna even sit up here and even though we know about P. Diddy, rumors about that motherfucker. He does that would be an upgrade because P. Diddy's damn near a billionaire. So
yeah.
if she tried to get a quick money grab, that wouldn't have been a bad look for her.
Ain't got
to
sons her
hold
age,
down
so
a future. But that don't matter.
ain't got sons her age.
I mean, that don't matter. Shit. I know an 80-year-old dude that got a woman around my age. Shit. So it is what it is when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's the old players.
Yeah, Future. That's not a bad. If she look, if she trying to with Future, I'm not saying that's not a bad move at all. Yes, he got baby mama problems, but when you got money like that, you can kind of have those issues when you got money. Even though artists only get paid quarterly, once the season changes, he's gonna make a lot of money because not only Future is getting into music, he's getting into movies. Because he produced the Superfly movie, and that grossed pretty well compared to his budget. It wasn't a blockbuster, but it did do pretty good. So Future is getting more intelligent. I have my opinions of Future. I ain't finna piss on Future. If Future, that wouldn't be a bad move. I would stick with that dude. I would, man. If he want a whole bunch of hoes, long as it don't get to the point to where it's shredding my money, that would not be a bad move on her end. Now, I do not co-sign her leaving the scene of an accident. That's some stupid ass shit because you're taking a chance on getting your license revoked. In Texas, you can run the risk of getting your shit revoked doing some shit like that. And in certain states, your license is automatically revoked. In some states, but Texas is one of them that the judge, depending on the judge, they have the right to revoke your license if you leave the scene of an accident. But in some states, they automatically revoke that motherfucker. And I don't know what state she got into an accident on. So
California.
But with Marjorie, what state now?
Cali.
I don't know about their traffic laws, but I think they can for sure. I think they can, but I gotta look up their traffic laws. But with Steve Harvey and Marjorie breaking up, I'm loving every minute of it. I don't feel sorry for that bald head, whisker biscuit, fucked up beard, fucked up a mustache having motherfucker. Marx Brothers, he looked like a bald headed black Marx Brothers. That's what the fuck he looked like right about now. And I'm loving every minute. I don't feel sorry for Steve Harvey. The way he did the late Bernie Mac, the way he did some of those guys from the King of Comedy, or I should say, it's pretty much confirmed. I can't even say allegedly. That sellout coon, because that's what he is. Fuck him.
Oh, he's gonna cry in the car.
If that's true, I hope Marjorie
cry in the car.
I hope. With all that simping he doing, talking about, oh, she changed my life, but this bitch was she married another kingpin's cousin and had a baby by him. You married that type of trash. Good for you. You deserve. And men out there, if you marry that kind of trash, you deserve whatever happens to you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
When you marry that kind of trash who has a history of snitching on other motherfuckers too, let's not forget about that. And this is well documented. I'm not defaming anybody's character because it's too well documented on that end. So, but when you marry trash like that, you deserve whatever fucking comes back to you. I don't feel sorry for you. I'm gonna laugh at you, Negroes, because for many years I've been trying to give people the game, and this dude, he could have stayed with his second wife. If he was gonna do some shit that lame. You know, you, and that's what you get for marrying a side hoe. The rules of the game is you don't marry the side hoe. You let the side hoe be the side hoe.
It worked out for Swiss Beats.
You went back to Memphis. No, you should have left that bitch at on Mud Island, right where you got that bitch from, and moved on with your life. This is no old bars. I'm unapologetic when it comes to stupid ass shit like this. You deserve. I hope she take you for half. Fuck, the way you did the late Bernie Mac was a crime. Everybody in Chicago knew you fucked Bernie Mac out of some roles and stuff like that. And Bernie Mac, they, from my understanding, you know better than I am because you keep an ear to the street of Chicago. They wasn't on speaking terms by the time they got.
No, they weren't. Said
DL
even confirmed that.
Yeah,
and DL said he felt some kind of, he said part of him. DL said part of him felt some kind of way towards Steve at Bernie's funeral, but he said he had to leave that outside, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm. Steve Harvey should have left that out. Steve Harvey should have left it afro because his joke started getting lame when he went bald headed. See, I can go bald headed because goddamn it, I had that since I was 21 years old.
Hell, hey, I had to come on. Hey, I had to come on here, bald. Cause shit, it's like a motherfucker. So, but I'll be back to wearing my new
and we got it
natural fade though. I ain't gonna be back to wearing my natural fade.
We want tap dance.
No, I'm because when he shaved his hair, talking about some. It was my fly 50 campaign. I'm Steve Harvey. I'll see y'all next time because I had to cut my fro off because I want to look fly 50. I wanted to be in shape and everything else. Now I'm 63, 64 years old. I'm out here cooning and everything. Willie D calling me Steve Sorry. Now everybody know I'm Steve Sorry. Because I done messed around and married my side hoe. Because me and Alicia Keys, we got something to come, God damn it. I'm Steve Harvey.
But yeah, when you do the type of crap that this dude did, you deserve everything that's coming to you, man. I mean, I have no filter, so I don't apologize for anything I said. Let the butt hurt flow, man. And I say that with passion and conviction. You be around trash, you become trash, or you become in the Spanish words basura. That's what you become. You become basura, and that's what Steve Harvey is. Steve Harvey is el basura. That's what the fuck he is. So, trash in Spanish. Basura. He trash. That's what Steve Harvey is. El basura.
You're gonna cry in the car.
So fuck Steve Harvey. Good for him. And shout out to Marjorie. Get your money, bitch.
If that's the rumor going around now. If it's
get
true,
your money.
Yeah, get your money, Marjorie. Cause you married to Steve Harvey.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Girl, you the best.
And like I said, I ain't gonna be mad at I ain't gonna be mad at Marjorie. That's one thing I ain't mad at because everybody in Memphis knew she was trash. People that knew her personally in Memphis, because Memphis is a big ass small town. That's all the hell it is. It's a big ass small town. Mm-hmm. Everybody who knew Marjorie knew she was shit. And some people that I know personally that actually work for Steve Harvey's company, because he has a company out of Memphis that runs elderly people. Mm-hmm. That's ran by Steve Harvey, Marjorie, and her brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? But everybody Even her brother say she ain't shit.
That's
This is
sad.
sources. And this is from my sources. And
Don't get like Chris
my
Broussard
nigga's
now.
a Leo, so he ain't gonna.
My source says
my dude, my homeboy that's living out in Denver, Colorado. I'm not no Chris Broussard. My nigga that lives out in Colorado, he worked for his company. You know what I'm saying? Because he met Steve Harvey several different times, and his direct boss was the brother. You know what I'm saying? The brother's actually at the day-to-day operation, but Steve Harvey and Marjorie actually name is actually on the business. But you know what I'm saying? They have he has a percentage of the business, but he has some real conversation and from my source, because he pretty much gonna keep it 2010. You know what I'm saying? He said that bitch ain't shit. Real shit. He was like I fucks with Steve. You know what I'm saying? Because he popped
your brother.
He said that
your
bitch
brother
ain't
know you ain't shit. Blood thicker than water.
Exactly.
Damn.
But you know what? I ain't mad. I am not mad. I am not mad at Marjorie. You know, I'm not mad at if he get the alimony to Marjorie. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, bro.
I ain't mad at either.
I'm saying, Marjorie, get your goddamn. So again, let the butthurt flow, Steve Harvey, or Steve sorry, like Willie D say, man. No more talk when it comes to that hoe.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna buy that shirt. No more talk. No more talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that hoe too, man.
That's it. No more
hopefully
talk.
I run.
Yeah.
Hopefully I run into that man again. He cool as hell. Willie D, you know, he looked mean as hell in person, but he's a nice
cool
fella.
fuck.
I can truly say. But
You
don't piss him off.
cool.
That's one thing you don't do it, Willie. Yeah. He cool as hell, but don't piss him off. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm the same way too now. Hey, I'm cool as shit too. Don't piss me off. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I stumbled
yeah.
upon this one little other, looking through the email stuff. I was seeing if I had some any more feedback from Saturday. I stumbled upon a fan question. It's to me, and it's from and it's from Mark in Memphis, and it's entitled "Smitty's Habits." Say hello, Craig. I recently listened to Jimmy J Smooth's show episode in regards to the dedication of your father, Craig Smith Sr. It sounded like he was a good dude, but however he was a very complicated individual. Agreed. I've said that. Agreed. Well, and you also had some very good stories, like the hit he put out on the security guard for him slamming you against a grocery store shelf, and among other things. Were there any habits that crazy habit any other habits that he did have? Yeah. Eating with him was bizarre. Um, Especially when working. Because when he was painting at the time before I even got to FedEx, and because I quit UPS back in May of 2001, and I got hired in FedEx later, I started helping him out with his painting and everything. And Pop, I call him Pops or Smith either way. Pops had this very fucked up philosophy. It was like, if he didn't have time to eat anything if he was working, depending on what time he got done. Now, one point in time, we got done with this job at 12 o'clock. Matter of fact, and we did it on time because I mean at that time, hey, I wasn't health conscious I was now. I would always drink water, but they say you drink a glass of water when you cool water when you get up. I never did that. So you can get your organs and all the other shit going. But That was one instance, man. We got done with a job. He was paid. I got saved at least about three large. 10% went to me because I was his help. So 10% of 3,500 is $350. Wrong. He got $3,500. I got 200. So pocketed the rest. That was one bad habit. He couldn't stop there, but uh he had this little fucked up habit about if he was working, he didn't believe in taking the lunch till he didn't believe in eating till he got home. Cause he looked at it, it was like, cause like me, my ass, you had to eat like my ass at that time, my way I was big, I was putting on some little muscle. My ass, I had to eat for at least about 4 or 5 times a day because I know you had to be required at least to eat 3 times a day, right? I had to eat about at
Right.
least 3 or 4. You know, my ass, I would eat 5 times a day because I was known as the eating machine. He felt like with me eating, he said, like if we were at lunch or whatever, like just say like we had a lunch or whatever, if I was buying, like we went to Schlotsky's Deli, even if we didn't, if we stopped working, I would get like a corned beef sandwich or something like that, fully loaded with except tomatoes. I have shitload of mayonnaise and mustard on mine. He would get a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
I think that was something a turkey ham combo sandwich or something like that. That man would eat one half of that sandwich and then take the other half. He can tell me some, let's go, I'm ready to go. What the fuck, man? He looked at it, was like it. It was half a sandwich would got him by for the day. Whereas me, I need to eat every fucking thing. So he looked at food. He looked at food as nothing but gas to fill up the gas tank of your body. It wasn't, you couldn't enjoy it. You couldn't enjoy shit around him. Now, if he was taking the family out or whatever, yeah, you did enjoy your food. But when it came to working, oh shit. If he had a half a sandwich, either you either ate a few bites or whatever you had and say the rest to take home, or just get ready to say, man, fuck it. Not enjoy your shit at all. So that was one little bad. That was the main bad habit he had. He didn't allow you to enjoy kind of shit when you was around him. Like like especially like if you working with him, he didn't let you enjoy shit. You had to enjoy it after the fact, not before. And was it uncomfortable? Yes, because it's like, damn. So I joked with him one time, Jimmy. I said, "Well, Pop, what if you did if I ordered me a sweet tea? Before I even before I even sip out of it good, you've been and ate that sandwich down."
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, that was the one habit he had. He didn't, you know, certain luxuries you couldn't enjoy around him. So when he, when if you're working with him, so that was about it. But other than that, man, we didn't covered everything there is a bit, man. You got anything you like to add, man, or you like to plug?
No, man. Great show, man, and I appreciate the listeners cut, live and direct in full effect, man, as well, man. But the next time we actually get on my particular show, my end of the show, we're actually going to be broadcasting on both Facebook and YouTube as well. So
Mm-hmm.
stay tuned for that. I actually tried the thing out, and it actually works on both ends perfectly. So, I might also may do some things on because I have a large Twitter base as well. You know what I'm saying? Not like most of these celebrities, but it's a good amount. So,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do simulcasts on both ends as well. Next time we actually go on that hoe. So
yeah, I'm gonna
stay
try that.
tuned, guys.
I'm gonna try that myself. So, what you gonna broadcast on Facebook? That's gonna be the interview with me, right?
If we're going on my end, then yes, we're gonna be on both
Yeah.
Facebook and we're gonna be on both Facebook and whatchamacallit. So just get your people ready live and direct. But I'm actually after this trial, I'm actually gonna be paying $25 a month. So, I ain't
Yeah.
tripping on that. That's a drop in the bucket. You know what I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying?
gonna try that myself, bro.
Once I get once that free trial is up, I'm actually gonna be paying 25, which is worth it if you're trying to get more subscribers and get on the YouTube thing, which is what a lot of people are doing. And again, shout out to World Breaker Fighting. I know he ain't been doing YouTube shows, but you know what I'm saying. I still remember you, man. I ain't forgot about you, homie. And you put me up on StreamYard. You put us both up on StreamYard, I should say. So I know he's supposed to be getting in some business endeavors out there in the Dallas area, man. But the next time Errol Spence have a fight, we gonna meet up, and I'm gonna meet up with Shaquita, his homegirl, as well. So we definitely gonna be live and direct in full effect, man. So when we get this thing going, I'm gonna share, copy paste, and we're gonna be live and direct in full effect. So you know what I'm saying. So that's all I have.
Okay. All right. So other than that, man, I'm finna go on ahead and eat me some good old chili. Mom's fixed yesterday. She got some leftover chili. Ooh wee. Nothing like it. Other than that, once again, this is I thank my guy Jimmy J Smooth for joining me. We're born and raised in 901. Now he think he can make some career changing moves after 832, and y'all definitely be hearing how he do. This is yours truly. And I just got one thing to say. Peace. I'm out.
All right.
I'm in the broadcast here. So, by the way,
Peace.
and before that, see, make sure Jimmy J on Facebook. He's gonna be simulcasting on Facebook and on YouTube. His interview with me. So he's gonna tag me on Facebook, and I'm gonna share that link. So I'm announcing on Facebook as well. If you got any questions for him or whatever, for me to answer or for him to ask me or whatnot, get him ready, cause he's getting ready to go. He's finna go full balls to the wall on with this interview, and I'm gonna be balls to the wall with the answers, and I'm not gonna be holding nothing back. So I will be putting a disclaimer in for the interview before he starts the interview. So with that being said, it's Craig Smith II. See y'all Saturday, Jimmy J Smooth Network Show. Stay tuned.
All right. Peace.